Yes, indeed. Hey, welcome to the session. Bible beats in your bars. You already know the business. Mr. Fred Whitlow, the second, aka you already know Minister Fred too. Hey, listen, I'm excited for the show today. We're excited you're involved. Thank you for taking the time to tune in this session today. Listen, it's amazing conversation. The gentleman I have in the building, you just listen. Do not move. Stay locked and loaded. Enjoy this video, and when I come back, you'll get a chance to be our special guest for the session, Bible Beats in Bars. Thanks.
Some people don't know who they are. Some people won't even go far. Some people drown in the sorrows and combos while down in the shots at the bar. Some people claim that they royal. Some people came from the soil. Some people putting their dreams on a hold for people that ain't even loyal. Some people can't say how did they feel. Some people can't tell fake from the real. Some people addicted to politics, different from all of this. Pistol with hollow tips. This is the wisdom we follow. Not wisdom from Solomon and pistols from Paula. And drama intention is calling them. Dark clouds are following. Let me stop right there. I don't know what they want from me. Some people. All these expectations that they place on me. Some people claim that they living. Some people ain't independent. Some people try to fit in with the crowd just to get noticed by critics. Some people make it believers. Some people hate for no reason. It may be the greatness inside of my blood that is exposing that weakness. Some people love gossip, some people clapping, some people are hostile and love to get rowdy and clashing the mosh pits. It's toxic. That's right. These people need counseling my blessings. I'm counting the real. I be scouting the fake. I be ousting my faith and move mountains. You stuck at the bottom, you might set the problem. I don't know what they want from me. Some people. All these expectations that they place on me. Some people. Sometimes I gotta separate for peace of mind. Sometimes I let them hate and leave behind. Sometimes I gotta separate for peace of mind. Sometimes I let them hate and leave behind.
Hey, welcome to the session. You already know the business. Bible Beats in Bars. I'm Mr. Whitlow, aka Minister Fred too. And in the building, in the studio, my homeboy, friend of the neighbor, friend of the community. It's my man Ron. Now listen, Ron. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, Fred. Real good.
Okay, so listen. This is going to be a great show, and really, it's going to be a great experience. Let me put it that way. Ron O. Spell you got to tell him your last name and where it comes from.
So the last name is Okowitz.
Okowitz.
So a lot of people in the South say, "How do you say that?" And they ask me where it comes from. So the name comes from Poland.
Okay.
So my great grandfather came over from Poland in 1894.
Wow, 1894. Wow. So you are a descendant of immigrant family.
Yeah,
That's
we
what's
all
up.
are.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And listen, we were neighbors for 7 years, almost 8 years. Same neighborhood, doing a lot of great things in the community. And you're continuing your legacy of being a blessing in the community. But before we do that, every time we do this, Ron, we always ask our guests a couple of questions before we get in the backstory. So the first question I want you to share with our viewers, and then also it's on the podcast side, the listeners, is first of all, what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite scripture? And if you do, then do you have a favorite quote? Share with the folk.
So favorite verse would be Acts 10:38, which says, "And you know Jesus of Nazareth, who got anointed with the Holy Spirit and power, who went about doing good and healing all who were oppressed of the devil, because God was with him." very pertinent to what we're doing, is what we'll be sharing about tonight, about the ministry in Honduras. And probably one of my favorite quotes is, you'll never get there unless you start.
You'll never get there unless or until you start. Wow. And I think what's interesting is that it's profound because it's very simple but very potent. You can't get started into greatness. You can't find yourself in the level of greatness if you never even put the effort forward.
Yeah, I thought it was the craziest thing I ever heard of when I first heard it. I'm like, what does that even mean? But then you realize how many people are just stuck because they talk about lots of things, but they don't ever get going.
Right, you're going. So let's get going. Let's get going. So Ron. We had a conversation just recently, a few days ago, and we hadn't seen each other in a while. So we decided, hey, let's go take a lunch break, and we did our thing. And he shared something that was really, really amazing. And it's called the trash dump. Now, we're going to show you some pictures. We're going to take you on this journey as he took me on a journey. And we're going to talk about the importance of being totally immersed in being about serving others. The theme basically is around kingdom, because we talk about kingdom, we talk about building. I'm trying to build my empire, my kingdom. And most of the time when we think of that, Ron, we're thinking about wealth, our own influence. We're talking about a lot of different things that are they're very good, because at the end of the day, we want to build and be successful. But a lot of times in doing that, we forget other people. You know what I mean? Why do you think that happens, Ron? Seriously, talk to the folks.
Well, we're inundated with commercials that talk all about you. You deserve this. You deserve that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't turn on the TV without hearing about what's best for you. And it's very easy just to be inward and to take care of yourself, take care of your family. Well, that's a whole long conversation, Fred.
No, I mean, but you're right. You're right. A lot of times, Ron, and you can attest to this, is that sometimes we get so caught up in just trying to make it do our own thing that we forget that there are other people that if we would just do the right thing, other people would benefit as well.
I mean, just Jesus and what he said about this,
Yeah.
about, if you will, the second commandment,
Go ahead.
to love your neighbor as yourself.
Right.
Just imagine all the problems in society that would go away if we just loved our neighbor as ourselves. We wouldn't have a lot of the problem with policing, would we?
We would.
Because who would be murdering anybody? Who would be shooting anybody?
Right.
If I just cared about my neighbor,
Right.
so many problems in society just absolutely disappear.
You do something, let me just set up the backstory. About 7 years or so ago, Ron, along with Roger and several others, and they have been on this show. They did a ministry in public housing, in the auditorium, the Sparkman Homes building at the time, and they had worship there on Sundays. They did a lot of stuff, tutoring and stuff in the community, and with a lot of our residents, and it was great. And I ended up moving into the neighborhood right behind public housing, working for public housing, and we connected. And I remember one worship experience, or one time he was saying, "Hey, guess what, guys? I'm going to do a mission trip." We're talking years ago. And I was like listening, and I was part of helping with the worship team and singing and rapping and all of that. And you shared something you was going to do years ago. Would you share it with them? And then let's talk about this topic, the trash dump.
So I had a friend that moved down to Honduras.
Okay.
And he was initially working for his company here in Huntsville. He was telecommuting or teleworking, and he eventually became full-time missionary.
Wow.
And I started working with him, and initially we were looking at building an orphanage.
Okay.
That didn't work out, but through that time with him and working together with him, I discovered a lot of things about Honduras and other third world countries, I had no idea what life could be like for them.
Mm. So you have a friend who's overseas doing work in Honduras, shares this information with you. Now, did you go over there, or did you just kind of hear about it and then decide you wanted to make this trip?
So I went over there a number of times working with him, working in a small area there in Honduras. But Fred, one day he took us to a trash dump in Honduras.
What is a trash dump?
So we think of a trash dump, we think of the trash trucks coming and dumping the trash,
Uh-huh.
and you got the bulldozer and all that working the trash, and they
Right,
putting
right.
the dirt over it, and
Right.
it's all done according to very strict standards.
Mm.
In Honduras, you got trash trucks taking trash up, but the trash trucks have people in them in the back.
Okay.
And the people in the back are sorting through the trash looking for recyclables. And as the trash truck dumps its trash,
Dumps truck.
it's dumping the trash and the people inside. And then there's other people on the ground beginning to look for recyclables that they can get from that trash truck.
Okay. Look at this, folks. This right here. So you mean literally they're dropping the trash off like you would do a trash drop, but instead of dropping it and people not being there, there are people in the trash truck that are looking for stuff. What are they looking for?
They're looking for recyclables. Some of them are looking for some food,
Uh-huh.
and they're also looking for materials to use it around their house.
Wow. Professor, there's another picture which you show them of the trash dump, because we're going to go here, because a lot of times we talk about serving and being in poverty, and we talk about this and we talk about that, but like this is serious. So now let me ask another question, Ron, because you piqued not only mine, but I know other people are going, what in the world? Look at this right here, this picture here. Tell us about this picture.
So this picture is a young lady named Kathy. She's 20 years old, the mother of 2 children.
Okay.
I'm up on top of the trash dump. We're driving down the road, and she doesn't know I'm taking this picture because I don't go there just to take pictures and
Correct.
look like a tourist.
Right.
Pretend
I got
like
you.
they're in a zoo, and I'm looking at them.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So I'm very careful about taking pictures.
Right.
But we're behind her. She has no idea, but she's been up working in the trash dump for a number of hours, and now she's taken this bag of trash down to her house, and eventually they'll take it down to the recycle center and receive some money for that.
So this is really what they're doing, is becoming their livelihood. This is how they live inside a community that is earmarked trash dump, a community of just trash, literally trash. And their homes are spickled in between this. Is that what you said?
Right. So you can see in that picture on the left, there is some houses. The lady that lives there, her name is Maria. She's there with her 5 children.
5 kids.
But yes, there are the community around the trash dump here in Danley, Honduras, is 300 houses.
300 houses smack dab in a trash community, or the trash dump.
Right.
Now, you know what? Wow. Okay. This is bananas. We talk about poverty in America. We talk about, man, we got to do something for the homeless. In the homeless population, and we have an issue here in America, but it's nothing like that.
No, and Fred, I'd been down to Honduras. I came back, and I'm sitting in a homeless camp with my friends.
Okay.
And we're just having a friendly conversation, and one of them got up and stuck his finger in my chest
Okay.
and says, I don't understand why you have to go all the way over there to help people when there's people right here in this community that need help.
Mm.
And he let me have it for about 5 minutes. I mean, he ripped me.
I really went in.
And after 5 minutes, I asked him, I said, are you done? And he said, yes. I said, okay. I said, I have 6 points for you.
6 points.
I was on point number 3, and the man was this is a homeless person, but he was in tears. And he said to me, I had no idea it was like that down there. I said, yeah, we in the United States don't understand the lives of these people and what it's like for them, because they are literally, you work in the trash dump or you're going to die.
So if you're not doing this, you disappear, literally.
There is no Salvation Army. There's no Downtown Rescue Mission,
Right.
no Manna House. There's no disability checks from the government. There's
No
nothing.
funding, nothing.
There is nothing.
Nothing.
You are on your own. You and your family are depending on you to work in that trash dump or some other menial
Right.
labor work
Right.
around the trash dump to survive. So they're literally working
Wow.
for their food for that day.
You know what? I want to go to a song. The Truth has a song that it's powerful, and it's called JIFE. And we're going to talk about this. And because here, I was thinking about as we wrapped up this month, and our goal here at the session is to really bring you transformative conversation, content, interviews, exclusive that really will make you think, and not just think, but do, and then become a transforming agent. So you're not just going to say, "Oh man, that's so terrible," and walk away. Every time you watch the session, Bible Beats and Bars, and you hanging out with myself and Professor X and our special guest or my artist or whoever's in the building sitting in this chair next to me, listen. Our goal is to bring information and bring stories and conversation that make you go, "I've got to do something for someone else because God has done something for me, or because I have been given a grace." Let me put it that way, a grace that I didn't deserve it, but I'm in a place where I can do for someone else. So we're going to go to this song. Professor X, shout out to my man, Professor X. The Truth has a song called JIFE, Jife. So we'll be right back. The session, Bible Beats and Bars, with our special guest, Ron O. Yep.
Cell phones in the air. Yeah. Yeah. I open up my eyes to the world and I see got a lot of guns and they aiming at me. As they say, I love the church, I don't care about the streets. That's so far from the truth, why they lying on me? I'm where I'm supposed to be, trying to play my role. Staying faithful to the gospel, seen a lot of growth. Been a lot of testimonies all around the globe. And I ain't bragging, that's from rapping about what God has spoke. It used to be a gift, now it's criticized. If my heart is for the church, why is this a crime? Whatever happened to the days when the minstrel's pride was speaking life into their body, I'm a bit surprised. Better recognize, church got my eyes on the streets. They're looking at the world with their eyes on me. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. Boy, got my eyes on the rich. Look at the trap boys and the life of a prince. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. My eyes to the church and I see them automatic weapons and they aiming at me. Say I'm preaching to the quiet people dying in the streets. You be preaching to them too if you seen them lately. No doubt it's in my mind, it's making perfect sense. Am I doing something wrong, talking to the saints? I'm just giving it my all and I'm in my own skin while I'm building up the body, walking in His grace. But while I'm talking to the church, I hope they overhear. We want the whole world to know we over here. I'm talking from the lawyers and the doctors to the corners with the choppers to the homies in the barber chair. My whole career at the church, got my eyes on the streets. We're looking at the world with their eyes on me. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. Boy, got my eyes on the rich. Looking at the trap boys and the life of a prince. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. I stand in my own defense. I had a brief talk with Kanye West. Dinner with Nick Cannon, only told my friends the issue with Tagline, a little more complex. And I can tell you I'm talking with the stars. What good is that if I don't speak to security guards? Something's wrong with my maturity, charity's flawed. Cause I ain't speaking, man, this whole family is lost. I guess the moral of the story is Jesus Christ came for the notorious and the saint, grace for the less glorious and the famed. Understand where the glory is. It's in his name. It's in his name, in his name. It's in his name, in his name. Understand that the glory and it's in his name. Since living at the church, got my eyes on the streets. Looking at the world with their eyes on me. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. Oh, got my eyes on the rich. Looking at the trap boys and the life of a prince. What they talking about? Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. Chife. J-I-F-E. Yeah. Jesus is for everybody. Blacks, whites, rich, poor. Church folks, the religious. No matter where you are, whatever walk of life. Yeah. Jesus is for you. Yeah.
The No More Dirty TV show, hosted by Minister Fred 2, airing the cleanest and dopest music videos in the industry every Wednesday and Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the No More Dirty Inc. YouTube channel. We got clean, positive Christian hip hop and urban music for your viewing and listening pleasure. We also have music video exclusives, interviews, cyclists, life lessons, and more. Make sure to follow us at Minister Fred 2, at No More Dirty Inc., and at No More Dirty Radio Show. For more information, email us at info@nomoredirty.org or call 256-698-9749. The No More Dirty TV show. Connect with us. Tune in.
Woo! Welcome back to the session, Bible, Beats, and Bars. I'm your host, Fred Whitlow II, a.k.a. Minister Fred 2. So don't get it twisted. I'm hanging out here with my man, Ron O, man. How you feeling, man? How's it going, bro?
Doing great, Fred. Let's do this.
Let's do this. All right, so before we do this, I got to make sure I let them know what's happening. Every Friday evening, don't forget, every Friday, and actually every Wednesday night and Friday evening at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, it's the No More Dirty TV show. Now, listen, we're talking about clean, inspirational. They're amazing. They're dope. You're talking about something that you and your whole family can rock out with, and the music is on fleek, it's on lit, it's on. You be like, oh my goodness, and it's dope. So don't forget to tune in to our YouTube channel, just like you're here. It's No More Dirty INC. We're on the Facebook. We actually have a YouTube and a Facebook page for No More Dirty Inc. So know that you can check out on both platforms. But make sure you subscribe to the No More Dirty Inc. channel on YouTube. That way you can get all of the content. Then on Saturdays, we're here like we're here right now. You already know the business. It's the session, Bible, Beats, and Bars. And we do it every Saturday at 2 p.m. And then also we do the replay on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then on Sunday, let's give it to them, the Boom Bap. You already know it's No More Dirty Radio Show. Now, we're on several stations and several platforms. So at 5 p.m., we are on G93 Radio. That means you can just go online, click the app, live, 365.com app, and boom, you're right there. 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then 6 p.m. we're Central Standard. It's on We Up 103.1. You already know, home for hip hop and R&B. We baptize it every Sunday on Sunday evenings at 6. And then on Monday, shout out to Liz C. and Admiral at the envision-radio.com. And we're on Monday afternoons at 4 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. So listen, you got a lot of great content. We want to make sure that you know what's happening. If you want to get involved, if you want to be a part of our giving campaign, you just can get involved. Just go to NoMoreDirty.org. All right, Ron, let's get back in. So I love that song by The Truth. Jesus is for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. His work is for everybody. So whether we're in the States or whether we're in Honduras, which is what we're talking about today, the reality is, man, we've got to be about being a blessing to people, because kingdom really is about people. When you look at the backstory of all of the things that happened, God through Christ always said, listen, it's about kingdom building, kingdom business, kingdom this, kingdom that. But you can't have a kingdom without people in it. So like you're in Honduras and you are literally, you walk into something, hanging out with your friend doing work overseas. And then, so how did this get started? Let's go back, because we talked about we gave him a little overview, but the backstory, how did this get started?
Well, I had a friend talking to me one day, and I was telling him about Honduras, and he said,
Okay.
Ron, it sounds like you need to get to work.
He says, you sounds like you need to get to work.
You need to get to work. And so, and I told him the story about a man and his son that I had met in the trash dump in 2017.
Hold up, let's show him that. Let's show him that picture, Professor, as you're talking. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is Jesus and Angel, we would say. And so we're out passing out sandwiches and water to the people working there in the trash dump. And I meet this man and his son. And I'm looking at him, Fred, and all I could see was myself and my children sitting there.
Wow.
And I began to ask myself, what would I want someone to do if I was in his shoes?
Right.
And my daughter happened to be there with me on that trip. And so as I was contemplating that, as I was just standing in the middle of the trash dump,
Right.
She comes up to me, she puts her arm around me, and she goes, Dad, what do you do with this? I mean, you're looking at people coming out of the trash trucks, digging through trash. You see a bunch of little kids. What do you do with this?
Wow. Yeah.
And so that was really the genesis of meeting this man and his son.
Yeah.
And I had so much respect for him, Fred, because he's working. He's doing what he can to take care of his family.
You know, I'm going to say something real quick. You know, a lot of times, and let me say this with all respect, a lot of times when we see individuals in a very bad way or something that looks really devastating, a lot of times the first thing we want to say is that they're lazy. They're not trying to do, I don't know what, they must have did something wrong to find themselves there. That's those type of people, microaggressions, if you were looking at diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging, those kind of terms. Well, that's how those type of people are. Or, you know, we've got to really stop and investigate the situation. And so it took, you know, you having a conversation, your daughter says, Dad, what are we going to do about this? We see it. When you see something, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to be like in the biblical times, the Samaritan, you know, are you going to be the good Samaritan and do something? Or are you going to be like the Levitical people or the preachers or the publican had money on it? He walked on the other side so that he wouldn't have to see it. I mean, that's deep, bro. So here you are. You see the situation. You see a father getting it in, trying to figure it out in the trash dump. And all these houses are stuck in between all the trash, and they just keep pouring stuff. The government, they just keep pouring stuff. Then what happens next, man?
So in July of 2021, I had a really good friend, a Honduran.
Okay.
And I called him up and said, hey, I want to come to Honduras, and I want to go to the trash dump. And my sincere prayer, Fred, I prayed and fasted about this.
Okay.
God, let there be a ministry in the trash dump that I can go and support. Because I have a very different background than people who live in a trash dump. I don't speak Spanish very well.
Mm.
I just want to help somebody else that's doing the work. I want to come alongside them. So my friend agreed.
Okay. Okay.
So I flew into Honduras. There's a long story there about how God delivered me from a very interesting situation.
Okay.
But we drove into the trash dump, and we spent 3 days there in the trash dump.
3 days.
Talking with people. And 3 things came out of that. Number one was everyone that we talked to said they lacked opportunity. Nobody came, except for one preacher, no one came up to us and said, can you give us money? But what they all said was, we lack opportunity, because people in the trash dump are trash people.
Right.
And that's the way they're looked at by the people
right.
in the city.
And everything else. Right. Correct.
So they said they lacked opportunity. And the second thing that they said was, many ministries have come, and when they left, they said, we'll be back. And they've never seen them again. In fact, there was one ministry that was going to do medical work there. Okay. They actually left because it was so unsanitary there in the trash dump. They actually left.
That don't make any sense. That's the whole point. You're going to a country that is ravished with all kind of health ills. And
I hear you.
So you're a doctor going into, you know what you're going into is a third world country, meaning you're dealing with poverty, you're dealing with disease, you're dealing with flies, ticks, maggots, everything else, rodents, and then you're talking about people living in this type of situation, and you say we're leaving.
They left. That's what they said. The people left. Leaving. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Third point. I don't want to go down that lane. I don't want to go down that lane.
And the third thing that I walked away with was, in 3 days, not a single person looked at me in the eyes.
Okay.
They were all looking down at the ground as they were talking to us. And I only took that as they know their place in society, and they're lower than me, and they know it. So they're not going to make eye contact with me. And that was probably the hardest thing for me to deal with, is to sense that from them. That's how they felt about themselves.
Wow. I want to go to this song. Well, first, let me say this. Ron, I really appreciate you. I've always had love for you anyway. But when we had this conversation, I changed our whole schedule around to get you in, because I know you'll be leaving in a few weeks, going again, and we'll talk about that. But I really appreciate your heart, and I've always appreciated Ron's heart, just so that understand that. But when you leave a place where, like America, and you go and you do the good work of a good soldier in a place where people feel so segregated, we talk about this stuff, and we talk about, man, we got to go out into the neighborhood, the highways and the byways, and be a blessing. We talk about this, but do we really do it? Today, I'm praying and I'm hoping that as you are listening to us share these stories, share this journey, this movement, that you will say to yourself, you know what? I need to not just talk about it, but I need to not only talk about it now. I need to pray, go do my research, and then I need to go ahead and dig in a project that is noteworthy and that is transformative. You listen, when we finish this show today, you're going to understand how transformative not only is this talk, but the walk and the doing. So I want to go to a song, and I want to dedicate this to the Honduras brothers and sisters, and it's in Spanish because that is the primary language there, and it's called Trust in You. Because here's what I love about what you said, and what made me think is that these individuals, this community, knows they have nothing or very little. Let me just say that they do have some, but very, very little. And yet they choose to persevere, to continue to go, knowing that they can't look the average wealthy person in the eye, knowing that they are in a caste system, meaning they'll never be able to go upward in their life and lifestyle. Two, they know for facts that they are already stereotyped, and then they're already, oh man, they're already in a situation where the only thing they'll do is dig in trash to the day they die. Yet they trust in themselves. They obviously have a trust in their God, and they also trust in that God will make a way. And in this case, the Lord allowed you and your friend to be compelled to go into the trash dump and do something. So on behalf of us here, and all of our affiliates at No More Dirty Inc., the radio side, the TV, we want to say to you all, you are our brothers, and we want to dedicate this song to you called Trust in You, because we believe in God and we know that it's going to get better, and it is actually getting better, which we'll talk about, and we'll be right back. Shout out to my man Professor X, myself, the whole squad, Green Room Entertainment. We want to say we love you. Keep trusting and keep knowing that we are going to support you. As many people are listening, we'll do the same. We'll be right back. The session, Bible Beats and Bars with Rono. You already know. Let's do this, Professor. Trust in You by Big Sam.
No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. Primeramente, a Dios sea la gloria, es solo por su gracia que esperanza hay en mi historia. Te doy gracias por tu amor que nunca cambia. 1000 veces te fallé, pero tu amor siempre me alcanza. Me perdonas y lo olvidas y tú nunca te arrepientes. Tu amor yo no lo entiendo, no lo capta mi mente. Me siento tan indigno cada vez que te hablo. Yo sé que es bueno y malo, pero cada día te fallo. Jesucristo, ayúdame. En ti quiero confiar, en medio de la tormenta, sobre el agua caminar. Por dentro hacia afuera, quiero ser renovado y no me importa lo que digan, con que tú estés agradado. Hey, no importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. Nunca era cholo, tampoco fui un malandro. Lo que era un joven con coraje batallando. Me acuerdo que caminaba sintiéndome incomprendido. Puras miradas fijas con ganas de darme un tiro. Siempre andaba enojado con el corazón herido. En la casa habían problemas, algunos han comprendido. Mi jefe batallaba con alcohol y adicciones. Trataba de componerse, pero perdía dirección. Era difícil funcionar sin poder entender todo esto. Quería pedir ayuda, pero muchos te hacen gestos. Me hacía yo muy valiente, pero por dentro quebrado. Dicen los hombres no lloran, así que yo bien callado. Yo miraba a mis amigos, siempre con sonrisa andaban. No puede ser que fingían y con lo mismo batallaban. Señor Dios, te necesito, este dolor ya no lo aguanto. Ya no quiero pretender y seguir siendo un falso show. No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré. No importa qué dirán o qué vayan a hacer, no importa qué vendrá, en ti yo confiaré. Cuando todo va mal o si todo va bien, en medio de todo en ti yo confiaré.
Oh man. Hey, shout out again. Welcome back to the session. Bible Beats and Bars. I'm your host, Minister Fred, too, Mr. Whitlow, too. And I'm in the building with my man Ron. Man, Ron. Shout out to the family. We hope this song and that song blessed you. Shout out to my man Big Sam. What's up, bro?
This is good, Fred. I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate what you do here. Spot.
Hey, well, praise God. So let's get in. So you shared about the trash dump. This is where a lot of people, about how many people live in this community called the trash dump? And then let's talk about Alex.
There's about 300 houses, families around
Okay.
the trash dump. So at any given day, you've got between 50 and 100 people actually working in the trash dump. Now there's other people in the community that are working actually in the town of Downey,
Okay.
and they're doing menial labor work,
Okay.
cutting grass, hauling stuff around at
Right.
construction sites. Nothing that requires more than just menial labor.
Right. Okay. So there's a picture about a little young 10-year-old young man by the name of Alex. Let's talk about, because that was a very, very interesting story that you shared, and powerful actually.
So after we spent the 3 days there,
Okay.
we go back.
All right.
So what do you do when you go back?
Yeah.
So working with the people in the community, having conversations on the phone, we decided we were going to start putting new roofs on houses. You can imagine what it's like to have a house with a roof with holes in it.
Wow.
It rains a lot in
Rains a
Honduras,
lot. Yeah.
and when it rains, you get wet. So they said, we would love to have new roofs. I said, great. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring my friend Jose and some other Honduran young men that I know. We're going to come in and we're going to work together with the people in the trash dump. So when we show up at your house to work, we expect you to work with us
Right.
in doing this work on your roof. Now, I was told by a good friend, Ron, you realize they're not going to be working that day because they're going to be working on the roof.
Right.
So you need to make sure you have plenty of food for them.
Right.
So that's what we did. We showed up with material. I showed up with some guys, and we showed up with some food to houses.
Okay. Wow. So there it is now. You see, is this the young man, the 10-year-old? Okay.
So that is Alex. So Alex was one of the houses that we went to work on. He lives with his mom Maria and his two brothers. As we started working together with them, we started hearing their story. And the story was, so 150 families where we're working currently. Of those 150 families, there is one married couple.
Wow.
And the rest of
Right.
the families,
They just do what they do.
they just do what they do.
Gotcha.
And so Alex's father had left when Alex was a young man. He found another woman, left Alex and his mom and his two brothers to
Right.
fend for themselves. So at 8 years old, Alex became the man of the house,
Wow.
and he had to start working in the trash dump to provide for his family.
At 8 years old, now 10. Wow. And we always talk about, well, I don't know why they're out in the street, and we see kids out late at night doing what they do. But have we taken the time to figure out how can we be a blessing in the community? Have we said, let's do something? There it is, the roofing. That's what you're talking about, correct? That's what you're talking about?
That's one of the houses that we re-roofed.
Wow.
So Fred, with Alex, so I want to share good news.
All right, let's talk about
We've
it.
talked a lot about the problems in the trash dump. Let's talk about some good news.
Okay, let's talk about it.
All right. So one of the things that was laid on my friend Jose and my heart was, how do we help Alex? Now, typical thing that we do in the United States is we send money, right?
Typical.
That-
Correct.
I've got some good friends that work in trash dump ministry in other countries, and they said that's the worst thing you can do because he's just going to continue to work in the trash dump,
right,
and he'll have more money. You have to give him some type of job.
right.
And so now, because we bought some property in the trash dump, and we have some projects in the school, in October, I stood with Alex. I said, Alex, I want to hire you. So Alex was looking, well, he's not looking at me, he's looking down at the ground. He's a 10-year-old kid.
Wow.
With a old white guy looking at him.
Right.
And I said, Alex, you got to look me in the eye because I'm talking to you as a man, because you are the man of your house.
Wow.
And I said, I want to hire you. I want to hire you to work with us on projects in your community.
Wow.
And so Fred, he is the first of 31 kids that we want to employ.
Wow.
They're not having to work in the trash dump to make a living.
Come on, man. Listen, I don't know if this is make them clap. That's a big hip hop tune. The bottom line is, this is how we employ and how we empower, because a lot of times money don't get where it's supposed to go. And we see it all the time. We see it in politics. We see it in organizations that all of a sudden there's embezzlement, this and that. Listen, do the research. But I love what you're saying, because you know what? It's the same thing in some of the initiatives what we do with the Camp Smart. We just say, hey, if you teach a kid how to fish versus just giving them a fish, it's a different day. Now they have a life. So now this kid is 10 years old. He's employable. He's employed, and he's taking care of his family because he has to.
Right. And we sat down and talked with him, and he said one day he wants to be a police officer. And so what's great, he was looking down at the ground when he said that, because it's not a dream he thought he could ever realize. But we're going to do all we can to work with him so that he can get the education and the experience so that he's employable outside of the community when that time comes.
Wow. So now you told me about another story. Let's go with this one. The story of Kathy. That's the young lady with the young man. Let's talk about, is that Kathy or Leslie?
For the medical?
For the medical, yes.
That's Leslie.
Leslie. Okay,
Leslie.
Let's talk Leslie. That's the young lady right there with the orange shirt on?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's talk about Leslie. Another great story. I love this.
So when we went to Leslie's house to put a new roof on, she brought us food and drink. And I didn't think about it at the moment as I was sitting there eating and drinking. I was like, I'm not supposed to eat this, but you just pray that Jesus will kill anything in that food that'll kill me first, right?
Okay.
So, but she's very generous.
Okay.
And she came across as very intelligent. And we started asking her what she wanted to do, and she made it very clear she wants to be a nurse.
Wow.
She wants to be a nurse. And so when we went back in June, another conversation with her, she made it very clear that's what she wants to do.
Come on now.
And so I said, okay.
All right.
That's what you want to do, but what does your boyfriend want?
Right.
And so we went and talked to him. His name's Ricardo.
Okay.
And we said, Ricardo, Leslie wants to go be a nurse. What do you think? And he said, I will even wash my own clothes to support her to become a nurse.
Wow.
Now that's huge.
That's
in that culture, men don't wash clothes.
Really?
Really?
Okay, listen, do y'all hear what he's saying? Men in that culture do not at any point wash the clothes in the house. At any point.
Oh.
Well, I understand. I'm making it clear. I know what you're saying, but I want them to hear that, because in a lot of these countries, women have no rights, and in that country probably doesn't have much rights like they should either. But this guy loves his queen that much.
Yes.
That he's like, listen, we're going to break the mold.
Right. And that was huge to us, because we got to know that we have supported the family.
So, okay, go ahead.
So once he said that, I'm like, okay, let's do this. So we've been working with Leslie. She's going to go to nursing school starting next month. 2 years of nursing school, and then she will become a nurse. And it's going to cost us $2,000 to send her to nursing school